So, today we're going to get into another psychology topic, which is the harmful effects of social media. So, for the premise of this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 things that I wrote down, and then we're going to see what psychologists have said and see if I'm right and see what additional information we can find out about the harmful effects of social media. So not only am I going to share my thoughts and see what the psychologist said, see if I'm right, but this is also a learning experience. Welcome to another session of Speak Your Soul Sessions. This is Slept On Shay, and let's get into the harmful effects of social media. My top 6 beliefs, and also shout out to one of my best friends. She came up with this topic, and I'm so happy that I'm finally getting the chance to cover it. So, number 1, social media can be harmful because you compare yourself to others. So the idea of comparison, when truthfully, a lot of people filter what they show on social media. A lot of people only show their achievements, their highlights, things like when they get married, when they have a child, when they've graduated from college, when they get a certain type of certificate, when they go on vacation, when they feel pretty. There are some people who tend to overshare on social media, right? But even within that, you might still compare and say, well, dang, I'm not doing as bad as that person. I might be all right. But that is still within the nature and realm of comparison. Once again, even if a person does overshare and show the highs and lows of their life on social media, it is still through a filter. Unless you personally know that person and know their ups and downs in their journey, everything through social media is going to be through a filter and through a distortion. And through this, you may not think that you're as successful as you need to be, or you may not understand another person's successes, even if they share their negative experiences, right? But the point is, you should enjoy getting things done in your own timeline. Everybody has their own journey, and your journey, the ups and downs, highs and lows, the learning lessons, it's all beautiful and it's yours to claim. Secondly, another harmful effect of social media is what I call polarization, right? So in a second, I will let this Trevor Noah clip. He's a comedian. He's been a talk show host for The Daily Show. He's from South Africa. He has a book out that talked about genocide in South Africa and what he went through growing up as what some people would call a mulatto or a biracial man, etc. But what do I mean by polarization? I mean that when you're on social media, there's an algorithm and it usually filters things to show only the things that you like. And when that is the case, you're never learning a different perspective. You're only seeing the things that you like or seeing the world through your lens. But I argue that multiculturalism is what makes America strong. Different languages, different cultures, different foods. If you constantly are viewing the things that you like only, you're going to have a very narrow perspective. It is important to travel. It's important to engage with things that you don't always understand sometimes, so that you end up becoming a well-rounded person. And here's what Trevor Noah had to say.
There's this idea, and I think neuroscientists have stated this, and psychologists. They've said that as human beings, we overestimate how happy something will make us, and we underestimate how unhappy something can make us. Okay. Right? I think social media falls into one of those categories. We take for granted how unhappy it has made us as a civilization. We take for granted how much it's hurt us, how much it, and I'm not saying it hasn't brought the good things, but I think the good things are far outweighed by the bad. My issue is, we talk about TikTok and all these algorithms knowing us well. I think the thing we take for granted is that we're creating a feedback loop where the data that we're putting out becomes the data that we're getting in. What you don't realize is happening to you is, for the most part, the algorithm is contracting your view of the world and leaving you in a world where you like the things that you like, and it's just giving you slight versions of the things that you like. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
And I worry about what it's going to do to us as a society. I worry what it's already done. Now I know some people are going to say, "Oh, but Trevor, I mean, because of social media, I know what's happening in the world." Yeah, we knew what was happening in the world before social media.
Did we though?
We did.
But hold on.
We did.
No, we knew.
Ask me about things. I'll tell you if I knew them.
But
And I 100% agree with Trevor Noah. Now, I didn't share the full video where he says that he would ban social media altogether, which I don't agree with, but even he said that it does have some advantages. And usually when we think of polarization, we think of politics, right? But nonetheless, like when your algorithm is curated to show only content that you like, it narrows your scope, narrows how you see things. So for an example, and this is just an example, if I have workout videos and food recipes going down my feed, which I do, and I might see people who are living an unhealthy lifestyle, right? Not trying to take care of themselves. If I wasn't a well-rounded person or conscientious, that is a hard word to say, person, then maybe I would have a bias towards them. It's just like we think about in politics. Now, I don't say this to say that you should engage with content that's bad for your mental health and just completely is not aligned with your viewpoint, so much so that it just has negative, harmful effects. But I argue that engaging with critical content that makes you think, content that may get you out of your comfort zone in a healthy way, can be very good for you. So it doesn't create some type of, as you can see in the social media polarization definition, like an us versus them mentality. And as it says, like social media tends to show very inflammatory content versus moderate viewpoints. So make sure that you create some balance within your feed and within your algorithm by searching for new things, if that makes any sense. Thirdly, social media to me gives the illusion of connection. So sometimes we think that we're connected to people, but let's be real. When you're Facebook, your Instagram, I know there's people who you haven't spoken to in years, maybe 10 years, 5 years, even 15 years, right? So if you only befriend people you're absolutely close to and you're in constant communication with, then good on you. But sometimes even scrolling through, I guess, dating apps or people sliding in people's DMs, you think you're really connected to these people, or for some reason when you get updates about people's lives, you think you know them, but you really don't. The people that you're only connected to are the people that you actually spend quality time with, you talk on the phone with, the people that you are actually face to face with or voice to voice with. You don't know these people on social media. And even if you did know them, you don't know them any longer. So sometimes when people have 3,000, 5,000 friends on social media, in reality, you probably have no more than 10 friends in real life. And that's a stretch even. Some people only have a couple friends. So you think you know these people, but you don't. You think you're connected. So I just always encourage people to get outside, connect with people in real life, check up on your loved ones. Like those are the people that you're really connected to. Also, social media will have you thinking that you have options that you don't really have. If a person is not physically in your space, then they are not accessible to you. And the fourth reason that I think social media can be harmful is because of too much screen time or doom scrolling. So if you're spending so much time on social media that you're not completing your goals, you're not getting outside, you just are constantly scrolling over and over and over again, then you need to take a break from it. I have what you called a Facebook sleep mode or quiet mode, where after a certain time of night it'll go into sleep mode, and then if I try to get on it, it will alert me like, hey, this is the time that you're supposed to be sleeping, you're not supposed to be scrolling. Can you override and bypass that. Yes, but it is a good reminder. And if you look on it, it can show you actually how much time people or you are spending on social media. A lot of people say that they don't have enough time in the day, but you'd be surprised if you look at how many hours you're actually spending on social media. It might absolutely blow your mind. And then, as I said about the algorithm, if you're a person who has like a lot of toxic content, negative content in your algorithm, and you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, that will penetrate your mind and you might become a negative person. So if you want to live a happy life and you enjoy being on social media, actually try looking at positive, happy videos so you can get your algorithm on another side of life. You don't want all these negative messages. For example, no shade to her, but one of my best friends always sends videos about like the negative things that are in our food or just little things. And while it is amazing to be informed and know what's going in your body, know what you're putting on your skin, etc., right? Like, you also have to have a balance. My fifth reason that I believe that social media can be harmful is kind of the same thing with screen time and doom scrolling, so I won't cover this for too long, but it can make you lazy and you can just waste time, and you actually think you're using your time effectively. But once again, if you're on social media too much, if you're not spending time with the people you love, if you're not getting outside, if you're not working out, if you're just not doing the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, then it's just not good. Sometimes our first default when we're bored is to get on social media, but maybe the better thing is to watch a movie or read a book or go spend time with the people that we love. Yeah, so social media will have you thinking you're not bored and you're using your time productively when you're really not. And finally, my sixth reason that I believe that social media can have harmful effects is lack of socialization. Now, this kind of connects to the illusion of connection in the sense where we'll think we're connected to people who we really aren't, who we haven't talked to in years. But I'm going to go deeper with this one in saying that if you spend your time all day looking at a screen versus actually socializing with people and connecting to people, I'll try to say this in a way that's not too harmful, but it can make you socially awkward. It can limit your vocabulary. It can mess with your charisma. It will make you scared of people, which I think is, and I've talked about it on this channel, like the harmful effect of just being on like dating apps, but actually never going outside, never going on dates or whatever. You can type whatever in an inbox and it can sound smooth and suave, but the real test is how you relate to people in real life. So it is important. Yes, I'm speaking to you, introverts. It is important to still get outside. It's important to not lose the art of connecting with people or knowing how to talk to people and not being scared of people and experiences. All right, and let's see if I was right. The top harmful effects are anxiety and depression. Widespread evidence links heavy social media use to declining well-being, increased anxiety and depression among youth, often triggered by social comparison. Once again, I did mention social comparison. We compare our lives to others and we think that we're not where we should be, etc., etc. Body image issues and eating disorders. Constant exposure to filtered, idealized images, e.g. on TikTok, Instagram, creates distorted realities, fueling self-consciousness and eating disorders. Absolutely, people on social media, as I said, only show the best versions of themselves half the time. Everything is filtered, okay? So you start to think, I should look like that, I should be like that, which is far from the truth. You are beautiful as you are with your natural self. I even learned that people are even filtering makeup looks. Their beautiful made up faces, they're even putting filters over that. So please stop thinking that people look like they do on social media in real life. Some do, some keep it real, some keep it honest and raw, but you never really know, right? So number 3, cyberbullying and harassment. Social media serves as a hotspot for cyberbullying, with 44% of users experiencing harassment, leading to deep emotional scars, in some cases, sextortion. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, people are big bullies on social media. They feel empowered and emboldened to say online what they could not say in real life. So it's important. I'm trying to be a better person with this, but it's important not to argue with strangers online. They don't know you in real life, and it's very important not to believe what strangers say about you online. Okay, sleep disruption. Kind of talked about this here, right? Addictive features like the infinite scrolling or doom scrolling and late night usage result in poor sleep quality and quantity, which directly exacerbates mental health problems. Absolutely. Once again, sleep mode on Facebook is great to have. Sleep mode on your phone is excellent to have. And if you're a person who really has addictive scrolling habits, use your Facebook sleep mode in a way where you can't bypass it. Every time you try to touch it, it absolutely will shut down and not operate. You might need that. Number 5, addictive behaviors and dopamine dependency. Oh my goodness, absolutely. Platforms act as a reward center by releasing dopamine through likes and notifications, leading to technology addiction and reduced attention spans. Absolutely. Some of you probably have clicked off this video already. If you're still here, thank you. But a lot of people have short attention spans because we have so many reels nowadays that are quick, filled with funny content, and most people can't sit through a documentary anymore, let alone a movie. And also, some people tie their worth to likes. If they get comments, if they get a lot of likes, etc., on a photo, it makes them feel better about themselves. And then if they don't, they may not feel as beautiful or as handsome. Even with me in this podcast, right? Like, if I don't get a certain amount of engagement, sometimes I'm like, okay, are my topics boring? Am I not talking about the things that I need to talk about? But once again, it is important to get your reward through logging off of social media and actually going out and having amazing experiences in real life. Okay. And finally, number 6, social isolation and fear of missing out, or FOMO. Despite being connected, oh my goodness, I just talked about this, many users face increased loneliness. FOMO, or fear of missing out, causes users to feel that others have better lives, leading to a decreased mood. Yeah, once again, I'll say it 100 times over. People are filtering their lives on social media, so you don't know what's really going on. And the best way to not feel socially isolated is to actually connect with your loved ones in real life. And if you do see experiences on social media that you want to live, make it happen in real life. You see people traveling the world or doing really cool things, then you should do those things too, only if it genuinely fuels you and gives you happiness. Not to say, oh well, I can live a great life too, or I'm better than this person, or I'm as good as this person, what do they think they have on me? No, we do not promote toxic ways of thinking on this channel. And on that note, this is Slept On Shay signing off from Speak Your Soul Sessions. Please let me know what you think about the video below. Once again, it's been a while since I've talked about psychology on this channel. I had a video called Beware of Energy Vampires that got quite a few likes, so I'll leave that in the description below, or it'll be on your screen once the video ends, and you can let me know what you think about that as well. But if you enjoyed the content, or even if you disagreed with it, please comment, share the video, like the video. And if you're still here, it must mean that you really enjoyed the content. So I suggest that you become a subscriber, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world.